Hey, ho, ho, ho. What's up, everybody?
What is
I
up?
with Toxic Fandom Podcast, episode number 13 for you. We got Lois and Clark here. I'm Lois. That handsome man in the glasses and the beard is Clark today because he's the Superman expert. He's our resident Superman expert. Little Joe. What's up, man?
For now.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
bud. Yep.
Always love when you're on. I wish you were on more. We got to get you on the show more often. But I knew this one would attract you because it's a comic book show,
You know it.
and no one. You're the person that I know that knows comics the most. And when it comes to Superman, that's probably the biggest character that I know the least about. So if that makes sense, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have the main three characters in DC. Well, I guess you have five main characters in DC, right? The big five would be like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Flash. I guess would
Oh
be your
yeah.
big five.
100%.
And yeah, and Superman's probably the one I know least about. And it's not because I don't like him or anything like that. I think I like the more grounded superheroes better, the ones that have to deal with stuff on Earth. I'm not a big, but that make that the you know what? I love Green Lantern though. Like Green Lantern's one of
I
my
was gonna say
favorites.
you are a Green Lantern fan.
Yeah, I'm a very big Green Lantern fan, and all of that is in space. But
Yeah.
maybe because it's all in space, none of it's on Earth. You
So
know,
you like
maybe
when it's either in space or Earth, but you don't like when they intertwine.
I guess I don't know. Like, there's not a lot of other space ones that I like. Like, if I don't, I'm not a big Guardians fan. That's all in space.
Right.
You know, um, and maybe it's because like Superman is one of those all powerful beings
I mean,
that
you're a
on
big Batman fan, right?
love Batman.
I
Absolutely love Batman. Love
I'd say Green.
Spider-Man.
Right? Would you say Green Lantern and Batman are both detectives in like their own sense?
I would say Green Lantern's a not as good detective. I
But
mean,
like they both
he's a
play like
cop.
that. Right? They're like law enforcement.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I like that. I do
So
like
maybe
the
that,
law.
yeah, yeah, maybe that's what it is you like about it.
Yeah. I love Spider-Man. Love
Yeah, it's
Spider-Man.
true.
Love Captain America. Love the Flash, but he's only on Earth,
Right.
you know? So, but I don't know why I never got into Superman. I never liked, you know what it might be? It might be the villains. I don't find any of Superman's villains really intriguing.
I mean, we'll talk about it when we watch the trailer, but like Superman is should be all powerful.
Right.
He's invincible in any of the sense of the world. We're like to the other heroes that we talked about. He is the most indestructible.
Right.
So like, how far can you push that envelope to be like, we can't kill him, so what can we do with this guy? Like, how can we make him interesting?
Right.
Flies, X-ray vision, super strength, super speed. He's got a little bit of all the heroes, but
Yeah.
how do you make him interesting?
Right. And I love the Joker. I love
Right.
Penguin. I love the Riddler. You know, I like I'm not a big Scarecrow guy, but I like, Catwoman. The villains of the Spider-Man villains are all amazing. Um
But the
it's just
Batman
I
villains can't fight Superman
correct.
because he just
Correct.
annihilate them.
Exactly.
Spider-Man's villains can fight Captain America.
Right.
Captain America's villains can bleed over to Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
there's that wiggle room, but
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And like I never got into Lex Luthor. I just never got into him for
Yeah.
some reason. I don't know why. But before we get into that, just hit the subscribe button on the channel if you like our channel and you like what we do. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe to us or follow us on Instagram. Hit the bell so you know when we're going to be live and stuff like that. We haven't done a live show in a little bit. We've been doing pre-recorded stuff on the popcorn bucket side, but uh, this trailer dropped today, and this was definitely something that I wanted to get our opinions on as soon as possible. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, SoundCloud, Spotify, all the big places. Um, so let's get into the movie itself, and then we'll actually show the actual trailer. Before we look at the trailer, how excited were you slash are you about this movie in general? at this point.
0%.
And this is coming from someone who both of us could not wait to get to these movies on opening night.
Every time.
Yeah, every time. Um, I would say I'm probably around 0 to 10% excited for this movie. I never liked I don't want to say that. I didn't dislike the Superman movies. I kind of Henry Cavill's my favorite of the Superman, and I know people are going to give me crap for that. I was never into the Christopher Reeve ones ever.
I mean, outside of like that first one,
Hmm.
maybe the second one, the rest of them aren't great.
Yeah,
I didn't like the Brandon Routh one. I don't like the Henry Cavill ones.
the
I'm
movies are very dark.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, and I think I don't mind the Henry Cavill ones all that much because I don't think I know the character that well.
Right.
You know, like everyone says that the Henry Cavill ones aren't good because that's not Superman. He's not hopeful and cheerful and that guy. I don't know. I'm not that into Superman where I that even mattered to me. You know,
But it still didn't catch your attention either way.
I liked the first one. I liked what is it, Man of Steel? The first one with
Yes.
Zod.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that movie. I like that movie a lot. I I find nothing wrong with that movie. I like that movie better than like the Justice League stuff or the Ben Affleck Batman stuff. The
Agreed.
bat, I like that one a lot better. I love that actor who played Zod.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna go see this movie if this is the start of James Gunn's
Yeah,
DC universe. Like this is gonna be the Iron Man of DC, right?
yeah. He hopes so.
So I'm gonna give it a shot just to give it a shot because I've
Yeah,
watched everything else thus far. Um, when it was announced, I wasn't excited for it just because, like you said, Superman has his track records are not great in the movie world.
right,
So I'm just kind of like, can somebody finally get it right? Can they and capture what Superman is? Can they make it an interesting movie? Can they build a universe around this?
right. I want to bring up before we get into the trailer. Here's the cast. Okay, so the cast is, and hope you guys can see that. David Cornsweet, David. He's playing Superman.
Hmm.
And to me, he looks like a Henry Cavill clone almost
Yeah,
in
he
this
looks
movie.
great.
He looks really good, and you don't get better than Henry Cavill looking in this role. So they did a good job casting him. He doesn't look as buff as I was expecting him to look because Henry Cavill was like a monster. But he still looks
Right.
good. I don't like. We'll get into it, but I'm not a big fan of the costume. But then we have Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, who I thought was like a young looking old version of Demi Moore at some points. I don't know if you saw The Substance, the movie The Substance. If you haven't, you should see it.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and if you have seen it and want to hear our take on it, we did a video, a popcorn bucket episode on The Substance. So go to our channel and look at the popcorn bucket episodes
I
for The Substance.
I thought she looked great as Lois Lane.
Yeah, she looks good as Lois Lane, but she reminded me of an older looking Demi Moore. Then
I
we
could see
have
that.
Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El. Is that Supergirl?
Yeah, Supergirl.
I know her. She's been in other things. Oh, she
She's
was
in
in
Game of Thrones.
House of the Dragon. Right, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she plays the young version of the Targaryen. I forget her
Yep.
name. Forget the girl's name. Then we have
Slipping my
Nicholas
mind.
Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor. He looks really good as Lex
He
Luthor.
looked great. Yep.
He looks good. He looks a lot younger without the hair for some reason. I thought that would be the opposite.
Right.
But then we have Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. You only see her for a split second in this trailer.
She looked great too.
Yeah, for the split second you see her, she looks. This picture she's very pretty. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I was very surprised to see them use Guy Gardner with Nathan Fillion. To me, he would be a great Hal Jordan.
Same.
You know, he's got that dark hair, he's got that chiseled jawline. I thought he'd be a cool Hal Jordan, but
But Guy Gardner looked great.
yeah, he looked comic booky. I'll tell you that. He looked like the comic book. And then you got Maria Gabriela de Faria. I don't know who the engineer is. And then
I don't know who.
Michaela Hoover as Cat Grant. We see Pruitt Taylor Vince as Pa Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Flag is in this. Okay.
Well, that makes sense because they're spinning off. I think it's the animated series that James Gunn just put out on HBO Max.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And then we got Jimmy Olsen is in this. Oh, who's Metamorpho? Is that who the bad guy is? Metamorpho? I thought it was
Uh,
Brainiac.
Metamorpho is a hero slash villain.
Okay. Is he in the trailer?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to that. And then we have Mr. Terrific, which I was surprised to see Mr.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Same.
And Perry White, who is the head of the newspaper. We have other people in here, but we
Oh,
don't want
who's
to.
Alan
We don't.
Tudyk playing?
Alan Tudyk doesn't have a name.
Interesting.
Maybe he's a voice. Who knows?
I always love
You
his
got
work.
what's the alien show he's in? Resident Alien. What a great
Yep.
show. Did you ever see that show?
Yep.
Oh, season 1 of that show is fantastic. We might have a visitor later, just to let you know. Santa Claus might show up, but we'll see. We never know.
There she
Yeah.
said visitor that we're gonna get an alien.
Yeah. Those drones flying around New Jersey. You never
No
know.
kidding.
All right. So let's start looking at the trailer. And then I have questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can do some commentary. So now I can't see you, Joe. I can only see the YouTube video here. So
No problem.
how's that look? Does that look okay?
Yep, perfect.
All right. I'm going to be pausing it every now and then. So we're opening up in like the Arctic or the Antarctic. And Superman gets thrown to Earth in the Antarctic, lands in the snow. Okay, so from this, when I was watching this, first thing that went through my mind was who the hell threw Superman down to Earth?
And he's all beat up.
He's beat to crap.
Like the only time we see Superman look like this is when he fights Doomsday.
Right.
And
Yeah,
my initial mind went to if they do friggin' Doomsday again, I'm not watching I'm not watching the movie.
Well, I thought it couldn't be Doomsday because he got thrown from space. Does Doomsday ever go out of Earth, off of Earth?
I'd imagine he could.
Yeah.
He comes from
Yeah.
space.
Does he come from space? Yeah, see, I don't know a lot about this.
Or what if the battle was on Earth and he hit Superman so hard that he just
That's a good point.
traveled?
He hit him in Metropolis and landed in
right
in Antarctica. That's a good point too.
Now,
Go ahead.
I read something that this is either like the very beginning of the movie or like right towards like the middle of the movie. It's not part of the big battle.
Okay.
So I'm like, if you're gonna give me this right off the bat, like, what is the rest of the movie gonna look like?
Yeah. So this isn't it's obviously not an origin story. Right? It's not, we're not going to learn about him, on Krypton and all that stuff, and he's already been here he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
The suit is a lot darker than I thought it was going to be just from this shot. I thought it was going to be more of a bright blue, like gone back to the brighter the colors, the more hopeful, I guess it would seem.
See, I think the blue's fine. I think the red is kind of dark.
I think it's all kind of dark. The red is definitely darker, though. Yeah, it's definitely darker than that Reeves Superman.
For a hero that wears his underwears outside of his pants.
How do you like that, by the way?
It doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it looks fine.
I don't like the S. I'm not a big fan of the S.
Once you play the trailer, I can't place it in my head. But
yeah, I'll pause it if we get a good shot of it. He's gasping for air, man. He got the shit beat out of him. Okay, and then we get our first look at him as Clark. I love that he's a foot taller than everybody.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Like, he looks like a big dude because he can't hide his height,
No, you can't hide the physical attributes.
Yeah, you can hide his face, or I guess, or whatever, with the glasses and this, make him look nerdy, but he looks like a great Clark Kent. I got to give it to him.
Yes.
That was one thing with Henry Cavill, because like I never bought him as Clark Kent because he was just so big and burly. Like they never made him. They never successfully made him look like a nerd.
No.
You know, like they made like Christopher Reeves was very easily transformed into a nerd because he wasn't a big dude.
No.
You know, he was very handsome. He had a very, very smooth look to him. Where Henry Cavill was kind of, gruff, but still, like he looked like the brawny man, like when he's rushing through the city trying to get to work. Big dude, man. There's the S.
Oh, it
It's kind
kind
of
of
like
looks
it's
like
like
original
the
Superman kind of
original
S.
Superman. Yeah, what was the actor that played him? The original Superman. George Reeves? No. Was it
Yeah,
George
I think you
Reeves?
might be right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks very much like that, but it also has the collar, like the Jim Lee collar, I think.
Yes.
Right? The new 52 collar, if I'm saying that right. And the yellow is
Yeah.
it's a muted yellow. It's not a very vibrant yellow, which I was surprised at. But he is bleeding, man. Look at him. He's beat up. And then we see the guy from James Gunn. Here she looks like an old Demi Moore to
Oh,
me.
I definitely see that.
She has that older. I mean, Demi Moore. Like, not that she looks bad, because Demi Moore still looks great at 60 years old. But I was like, wow, I didn't know Demi Moore was in this. And then I realized I was like, she's not old. She's pretty young still. Music. How do you like the music?
I like it. It's the original, and you just gave it
Yeah.
a new spin on it. Like anytime you pay homage to something that's near and dear to me, I'm like, you got me. Like, just take my money.
It sounds like Top Gun a little bit to me.
Yep.
It's got that that kind of vibe to it to me, which I really like because I'm a Top Gun freak, right?
They do something Top Gun-ish.
So here he is in Kansas, I guess, right? With his pops. I was not expecting Pops to look like this guy. You know?
Yeah, but like, if you're trying to get a new spin on things,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I got to make them all look different, because you had Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
If you go to Smallville, you had the guy from the Dukes of Hazzard. Like they all have that like gruffness.
Yeah.
You can't have Pa Kent look just as gruff as Superman, you know?
Sure. Yeah. I just wasn't expecting him to be kind of overweight and bald. You know?
Yeah,
I was thinking more of like, a gristled farm hand. A guy because if you work on the farm for a living, you're not overweight. If you're out working the fields every day, you're most likely, burning some calories.
right.
Not to say that he should be old, and whatever, but I wasn't expecting this, which I'm fine with. I just was not expecting an overweight, bald Pa Kent. So what happened here? What do you think is going on in this scene? Because Pa Kent looks upset. He needs consoling. Is Clark leaving Kansas? Maybe.
Leaving Kansas, or maybe Ma Kent passed away.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that
Right?
too. Maybe Ma Kent passed away.
If we're gonna go the opposite of all the other Superman movies where Pa Kent dies,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe Ma Kent dies in this one.
Okay. Maybe Martha dies.
Right. There's no Martha.
There's no Martha. Does Pa Kent die in I know he dies in the Man of Steel movies, but does he die in like Smallville and stuff? And in the comics he dies?
I think so.
Yeah.
In the comic, I want to say maybe like later on,
Okay.
in the whole like Doomsday story,
Yeah.
like Superman's dying, Pa Kent is dying because he gets a heart attack because he watches his son die, and like there's a
Oh,
whole like as Superman's coming back, Pa Kent's coming back, and
okay.
I think he ends up coming back in the end when Superman comes back. But I
Gotcha.
want to say that he probably dies more than he doesn't.
Gotcha. He's definitely consoling. All right, so we see the snow bellowing up. He's whistling We know his dog's in the movie. We know Crypto's in the movie. So you can only imagine that's Crypto.
Crypto.
Who looks really cute. I gotta
That looks
say,
great.
they're gonna sell a lot of Crypto stuffed animals.
It's good CGI.
That is really good CGI. They got the little cape on him. I like his red cape better than Superman's red cape.
It looks redder than his.
It does. It looks a lot redder than his. But he's a cute dog, so there you go. So he calls on his best friend to come and save him.
Home. Take me home.
I want to see if I can get a snapshot of his collar. Almost had it. If it has anything special on it.
Take me home.
It has a Superman dog tag. Like the dog tag is the Superman triangle.
He has to have that. That's his calling sign.
All right, so this part. In my opinion, he has snapped this girl's neck in half.
Right.
This poor girl just got her neck snapped in half being saved by Superman. It is pretty cool, though. I gotta say, he's doing earthly stuff. But what the hell's going on behind it to make it happen? So that looks
like a giant foot.
It does, right? And
Looks
these things are like helium tanks, right? Or oxygen tanks of some kind. And she's just walking. Is that like Godzilla? Is this an Asian girl? Is this a little Asian girl? Is this like Godzilla in Japan?
I'd imagine it's the creature we see later on in the trailer.
Oh, we see a creature later on? Okay. Man,
Yeah,
I only watched the trailer once. But yeah, I'm like, wow. If he's moving at the speed of Superman, her spine is broken in half. But whatever, it's pretty cool. Let's look at it in
Take me home.
Real time. And here's our first shot of Lex. And we saw, I didn't notice that Superman flew right by him in the background. Didn't notice that. Right there. See him? Right up there, Superman is.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't see that. There he is over here. That's pretty cool. So maybe he thwarted one of Lex's things. Because looks pissed right now. So there's our first shot of Lex. Luthor Corp. It doesn't say Lex Corp.
You know, that bothered the fuck out of me, man.
Does it still? Yeah. I saw a lot of people online complaining about that.
It's always been LexCorp.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody owns the copyright to that and they can't use it. Or again, it's a new thing and they're like, we just want to have our own take on it. We want to move away from LexCorp and I'm going to call it something different because I can.
Yeah.
But it bothered me. That bothered me a lot. More than it should have.
Yeah. Wasn't like Lex's dad the originator of the company? Or am I wrong on that? Did he inherit that from his dad or something?
But that's from Smallville.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I was going to say Luthor is the last name, right?
Yep.
So maybe he inherited this company from his dad or something like that, and it's Luthor Corp. Or I don't know. I'm just throwing shit at the wall.
It doesn't roll off the tongue the same way.
It doesn't. It definitely doesn't. So here we got Lex dressed in a suit with a revolver. And the first thing that went to my mind was does he have kryptonite bullets?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's got to be some sort of special gun.
Yeah, but he looks pretty cool as Lex Luthor. All right, Superman's locked in a cage. How the hell did he get in the cage? Who's outside the cage? There's a person over here. There's somebody there. Wonder who that is.
I think that's the camera's guy.
He busts out pretty easy. That didn't take much. Superman. He is, yeah. But they thought it was going to hold him. All right, so this is pretty cool. I like this. This is a shot of a kid in some other country putting up a Superman flag, kind of like a bat signal.
Yeah.
To kind of wish Superman because something's going bad, something's going down in his neck of the woods. I thought that was pretty neat. All right, so now Superman gets in trouble. So now this is where I stopped liking the trailer a little bit. This is the turning point for me because this looks like Man of Steel.
Okay.
Doesn't he get sued?
There's a whole scene in that where they turn against him.
Yeah.
But he's also in.
Yeah,
But in Man of Steel, that was an origin story, so no one knew of
true.
Superman. So like, you have an alien that's super powered, and you're like, holy crap, what do we do? If
Yeah.
they know he's Superman in this movie and they're treating him this way,
Hmm.
what did he do to get like that? Like, he looks dirty and beat up.
Yeah.
So maybe he does something and he can't save everybody. And they're just like, hey, man, you were supposed to be the guy that saves everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the little girl. Maybe he breaks her neck.
Oh God.
And they're like, you're
That'd
too
be
powerful. Look, you tried to save her and you turned her into
a pretzel.
jelly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think he looks very small here. Like he
I think
looks
it's
like a
just
very,
the camera angle, and he's very
yeah.
sullen. And I think something bad happened.
Yeah. And maybe that's what they want you to see. They want you to like, maybe he's supposed to look small because in this moment he's not at the top of his game or something like that.
Right.
But he's got the curl though. He's got that little curl. He's got that Superman curl in front of his face, which is good. I thought he was going to duck the can that the guy threw at him with the super speed or catch it or something.
No, he just takes it like Superman, like not affected
Yeah,
by it at all.
right. And he's going into, I don't know, who knows where he's going into. Not sure if that's like a courthouse or if it's the newspaper, but everyone's pissed at him. And it just reminded me a little bit of Man of Steel, and I was like, oh, I hope they don't go back to this dark and dreary Superman. Oh, where is he? Stag Industries? What's that?
I don't know what Stag Industries is.
Interesting. See, this is why you have a podcast. You get to pause and look at stuff like this. It definitely says Stag, right? Stagg.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that is.
I'm looking it up.
And look at Guy Gardner. Oh, goodness.
That haircut, man, like
I can't believe they actually went for it. Like they went.
oh.
What is it?
So Stag Industries is the company that creates Metamorpho.
I don't know anything about Metamorpho.
Well,
What
he's
is
in the
he?
movie.
Yeah,
Metamorpho is a guy who kind of gets his powers are
he can shapeshift, I guess.
like chemicals. He can become a vapor, he can become a gas, he
Mm,
can become
mm,
liquid, he can like change his body to like the elements.
okay. And was he like a human that was like experimented on, or
So like he gets in an accident.
right? Okay. I wonder if the Green Lanterns are there to catch him or something. Maybe he got into space or something and was doing stuff, and he needs to be arrested.
It's gonna be a good story.
Yeah. My worry is that there's too many characters, that it's not going to focus on Superman. That's my worry.
Yeah.
Because like the Batman, the newer one, everything like the addition of Catwoman was too much for that movie. If it was just Batman and the Riddler, that movie would have been my favorite Batman movie of all time, I think. But
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
the injection of the Catwoman storyline, which wasn't a bad storyline, it was just too much and unneeded
It
for
could have
the
been
whole
something
thing.
else.
Yeah, it could have been another movie. And I just fear that, when there's too much stuff going on, it takes away from Superman. It almost feels like James Gunn is trying to set up an entire universe with one movie, where
Yeah, yeah.
the first Iron Man movie was just Iron Man. There was nothing else but Iron Man.
Yes.
And I just hope that doesn't take away from it at all.
But they did this with Black Adam, right? Instead of him just having Shazam in that movie as the guy he's gonna fight, you get Shazam as the end credit scene, and you got all the other heroes that could have been in like an
Mhm.
actual team movie.
Yeah. Well, that movie didn't do too well.
No, it
let's
did
hope
not.
let's hope this movie does better. And you can see Hawkgirl in the background. I didn't notice that underneath the beam
W-
there. There's Hawkgirl.
What if they're part of like a Justice League?
That, yeah,
Like,
of course.
what if
Yeah.
they're part of a team and they're like, Superman's in trouble, we got to go help him? What if the
Yeah.
Justice League's already established?
Right. I was just gonna say that. And what if Superman called up and said, "Hey, I need some help,"
Right. That would be a
or
cool take
something?
on things rather than
Yeah.
building up to a team. Like, here it is. We're going to give
Yeah.
you a quick taste of Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy.
Because people say that all the time. Like, why didn't they just call the Avengers?
Right.
This was way bigger than Ant-Man. Why didn't he just call the Avengers?
And
You
think
know?
about like the gravity of the situation if Superman's calling for help.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like
Yeah.
something must be bad for him to be like, I need the Justice League. Get over here now.
Right. Good point. There's so many theories, man, just on this little 2-minute trailer. Let's see where else we go from here. All right. So what did he just do? What was he doing? He's just barricading the door, maybe, because people are trying to get in.
Yeah.
And now, okay, so we see a little edit mistake here. So Hawkgirl's not behind him anymore, but Mr. Terrific looks like he's behind him now.
Oh.
Didn't notice that before. That's pretty cool, because if we go back a scene, we see Hawkgirl behind him. Right there. There's definitely Hawkgirl to his left. And now that's Mr. Terrific to his right.
Well, it looks like it's a different angle. It looks like Hawkgirl is to the
Yeah, maybe she can be behind
the
something.
left of Guy Gardner.
Yeah. And I like the jacket. I like Mr. Terrific's jacket. They got him looking good.
He looks fantastic. He's spot on.
No pun intended.
Yes. He looks terrific.
Yeah. And here's Hawkgirl
She looks great too.
with the very comic book pose flying through the sky, winding up her mace. She looks pretty cool, man. I'm a Hawkgirl fan. I like Hawkman. Hawkman is, I love that, like, history, time travel through history type of
Right.
stuff, like Indiana. He's like Indiana Jones, but a superhero kind of to me.
Yep.
I like the outfit. Her outfit looks cool. I love that it's not like big metal wings. I love that they didn't use the CW Hawkgirl outfit. I did not like those costumes in the CW ones.
Right.
I did not dig those. All right, so what is this thing? What is going on with that thing? You have any idea?
Play it again. Oh, the creature?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's the thing that Superman saved the girl from.
Yeah, the Godzilla type thing, right?
Maybe it was something that Lex Luthor released that was supposed to kill Superman, you know?
Yeah. So I think we see 3 villains in this, right? This thing, we see Lex, and we see what appears to be, I guess, I thought it was Brainiac, but I guess it's Metamorpho that we see at the end.
Yep.
So again, that's so much stuff to be jamming into one movie. But hey, maybe, like you said, maybe he's just jumping in and he's not, he's assuming the fans know some backstory that he doesn't have to necessarily go into, which I wouldn't mind. That's something that I don't think superhero movies have ever tried to do. Every superhero movie franchise tries to start from the origin and build up instead of just letting, the audience kind of figure it out on their own. So maybe that'll be a little breath of fresh air. All right, now what's going on here? We got, obviously, she knows he's Superman. Or maybe she doesn't know he's Clark Kent yet, right? Because there are times where she just thinks she's friends with Superman, right?
Yeah, but is there like a battle going on in the background?
Yeah, what the hell's going on in the back? That's some like Doctor Strange looking stuff.
Right.
Like, are there portals opening up? Is that where the I'm just gonna call it a kaiju. Is that where the kaiju's coming from?
How would you feel if like the movie doesn't even like play with the notion that she doesn't know he's not
Clark?
Superman? Like she knows right from the get-go.
She knows he's Superman right from the get-go. That's fine. I
Right.
don't mind that.
I would love that. I'm like, that would be such
Yeah.
a different take on, you're building up the relationship between the two of them, that they're just there.
Right. Oh, I would be totally fine with that. I wouldn't like that if it was Spider-Man.
You
'Cause I
like
don't
that
think
back and forth in the Spider-Man world.
I like where no one knows who Spider-Man is.
Okay.
I hate the fact that anyone but Peter knows who Peter is. It bothers me so, because that's his whole thing. His whole thing in the comics is no one knows who he is.
But it's so nice when they open up that window a little bit and you're like, maybe it could work out for him.
Yeah.
And it never does.
Nope. But yeah, this is the poster that kind of got them in trouble a couple of months back. Remember, like
For
the first
what?
poster that came out. So the first poster of Superman came out, and it was this scene of him without Lois. Though it was just Superman, and it was him on the edge of the couch that he's sitting on, or the edge of the bed, putting on his boots, like putting on
Oh,
his
right,
red
right. Yeah, I
Superman boots.
remember now. Yep.
And that thing was going on in the background, and everyone's like, why is he not taking this seriously? Why is he taking his time putting on boots like he has to go to work? It looks like the guy's just getting ready for work, kind of thing. Oh, do we have a there he is. You got to mute yourself there, Sebi. Sebi's with us, everybody. Can you hear us, Sebi? I can't hear you. Nope, still can't hear you. We got some comments though. Oh, it's from Sebi. It's a drone. They're in New Jersey, he says. Well, you fix that mic there, Sebi, and we'll get back to you. All right, yeah. So who knows what's going on there, but they got in trouble for that. Not in trouble, but people were bitching and complaining about the movie
People
poster.
bitching and complaining. We bitched and moaned, and we haven't even seen the movie yet.
Okay, she knows it's Clark. I'm gonna say she knows it's Clark already because they're kissing.
Does she?
I don't know. They're kissing.
What if there's a love triangle?
Kind of a love triangle. Well, that'll get him in trouble. He's not that type of guy. Superman wouldn't lead Lois on and not let her know if he's making out with her, right?
What do you mean? He does it in every movie that we've seen.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. I didn't realize that.
There were 13 seasons of Smallville.
I never watched a single episode. I should. All right. Now he's very upset that this robot died. Is this the robot in the Fortress of Solitude?
I'd imagine, and seeing Alan Tudyk as a cast member, I bet you he's the voice.
I think you're 1000% correct. Yeah. He's got to be the voice of this robot. He's the voice of all the robots in all the shows. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. That could be.
And this looks like it's in the fortress.
Yeah, this definitely looks like the Fortress of Solitude.
So, like, what got into the fortress that destroyed Superman's robot?
Yeah. Does the robot have a name?
Yes, it does, and I can't remember what it is, but I know that the robot is like, I'm gonna call it like a family heirloom.
Okay.
Like, it was a robot that I believe his father used.
All right.
And like was able to like teach Clark about his dad and the history of Kryptonians. So like if he's that upset that he's dead or whatever, I can understand why, because that is the closest thing he has to like his father.
Right. Well, this is going to be a heart-warming or a heart-touching episode scene, because look at him holding hands, like they're grasping hands, like he's dying as he gets there, kind of thing. Okay, there's the crystals of the fortress. I don't know what they're doing. Who's this dude?
That's Metamorpho.
Looks like that's Metamorpho. So that's definitely not Brainiac. Brainiac's green, right?
Yep.
Kind of has a Drax feel to him.
Well, yeah, because like different parts of his body are different textures.
Okay. All right. So
when you're done, bring up a picture of Metamorpho and you'll see what I'm telling you about.
Okay. This is baddie number 3 so far.
Yep.
Okay.
Or hero number 3.
Or hero number 3. All right. I'm assuming here this is the monster knocking the building over again. Don't know what building that is. I guess it's in Metropolis somewhere. There's Lex. Lex looks beat up, or something happened to him. We don't know what. Ooh, what did the TV say? Let's go back a second there. Baravian troops amassing at border. Current level of threat. Live reports coming in from the Baravian border. I don't know where Baravia is. Is that a made up
I think it's just
country?
made up.
Okay. GBS News. What do you think GBS is? It's not Metropolis. GBS News. Global Broadcasting System News?
That's what I was going to guess.
Yeah, who knows? It's not Gotham. Maybe it is Gotham Broadcast. Maybe maybe Batman's watching this.
Black News.
Thanks, Seb.
Did I say something wrong?
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, wait, we got a comment here from the 757 Hustle Show. He says purple shoulder. What do you mean? Anybody see a purple shoulder?
Oh,
me-
probably
tell
a
me
what you think.
Metamorpho.
It's Grimace. They're at a
Metamorpho?
Mets game.
Is that Grimace? Grimace showed up? All right. So, Sebi, what's going on, brother? Oh, you're eating. Yeah, that's professional on a podcast. All right, we'll keep going here.
Sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Long day at work and craziness on the train. So, but I'm here. I'm here now. Sorry, guys.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
sorry.
No worries. We'll go through the whole thing first,
Yeah.
and then I'll ask you about what you thought. So here we got it goes back to crypto dragon. Look at him just dragging him, dude. He's in bad shape. He's in real bad shape. But you can easily see the dog tag here, the Superman logo dog tag, which is really cool. Is this Metamorpho?
Another baddie, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Looks like he's got a mask on. And then Superman. There's Mr. Terrific. Looks pretty good. I love the mask. He's got his force field up. Who's in the force field with him? I wonder who that is.
Lois?
Could be Lois. Who knows? So what's projecting this force field on him? You can see this force field is being projected from things above him. Is that the things he carries with him?
Yeah, so Mr. Terrific is kind of like Lex Luthor, where he has the ability to create technology.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gives him his superpower, and he's got like these orbs that do different things.
Yeah, I love the jacket. They nailed the costume.
Yep.
I say that.
Did we get Mr. Terrific in Arrowverse? I thought we did.
I want to say I want to say we saw him in something. I don't know where.
Yeah, I can't put
but
my
I want to say we saw him as it wasn't the Justice League extended version or James Gunn version.
No, for sure. No. It was definitely one of like the WB series.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Okay. Who are these troops? Are these the Bavaria troops or Bavaria troops?
Or LexCorp or Luthor Corp troops?
Luthor Corp troops? Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, they all have like Iron Man armor.
Yeah. Yeah, they got some big body armor. They got Superman and Lois again. Who was in the fire? Throw it in the fire. Sorry. I wonder who that is. Is he getting thrown? That's a Superman symbol, so that's Superman. Yeah. He's getting thrown by something, dude.
Is that the monster?
We don't know. Maybe because the monster was breathing fire before, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And he flies into the sky. That must be the monster.
Look, he's taking a sweet ass time with that thing going on in the background. July 11th.
It's just a drone in Jersey.
The drones in Jersey.
I do like the old school logo that they're using.
Yes. The DC logo. Yeah, I like that old school logo too. It's like that 80s logo. 90s logo. Pretty cool. Seb, was there any part of the trailer that you wanted me to go back to that you missed?
What I like about it, it looks like they assume you know what the hell is going on, and if you don't, figure it out.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
The first thing I noticed, the first time I watch it, it looks like a comic book come to life.
Mm-hmm.
Like the colors are great. They're not trying to make it look real world. They're not trying to make it, like the costumes are comic book accurate, and that's what I like about it. They're not trying to pander to the guy that's never read a Superman comic in his life. It's for the fans and for the real comic book fans. That's what I think is great about it.
How into Superman are you? I know very little about Superman. I know the basics. I'm a pretty normie when it comes to Superman.
When I was a kid, Superman was my favorite comic book hero.
Well, there you go.
But Superman is like a god, so it kind of gets boring after a while. So, I kind of lost interest in that character. Like I loved the Christopher Reeve movies growing up.
Hmm.
Um, I was Superman for like 3 years in a row growing up as a kid in those plastic
The
CVS
masks.
costumes. Yeah, I love the character, but
Yeah.
like you get older and it's like a boring like Boy Scout character.
Hmm.
Um, but James Gunn like took the Guardians of the Galaxy and turned them into one of the best things that Marvel has done in the last like the last decade. Like anything
Sure.
that's good that came out of Marvel was James Gunn and Guardians of the Galaxy. So I trust
Hmm.
him and what he'll do with DC and a character like Superman, and try to do right by it.
Yeah.
So I'm
I think
excited
it
about it.
looks.
I thought it looked great.
Yeah.
I was really excited when I heard that Crypto was going to be in it. The dog, right? That's his name.
Yep.
Yep.
I was a little worried about that, but then like you see him and like I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like Superman gets fucked up and Crypto comes and drags him back home. I think that's pretty cool. I'm
Yeah.
excited about. Um, I tend not to get. I don't try to criticize or like. Whenever like I go to a comic book movie, I try to have fun and like check my expectations at the door and see if I have a good time watching it. So
Yeah.
from what I've seen so far, it looks a lot of fun.
Yeah. I gotta
Yep.
say,
Yep.
I like the trailer. I want to see the movie, and I haven't seen a comic book movie since the last Spider-Man movie. Like I haven't went to a movie theater to see a superhero movie. I don't know how. I haven't seen Guardians 3. I haven't
Oh, you
seen
have it?
Thor. No, I haven't seen the latest Thor movie. Um, I don't know. I don't remember the last time but I'm definitely gonna go see this one. Like I'm excited to see this one. I hope it
Guardians
works
3 is
out.
good.
Yeah, I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
I just have no interest in seeing it for some reason.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know?
Well, if you ever get the chance or the time to see it, give it a
Yeah.
whirl. Um, it's a lot of fun, and it's
Yeah.
James Gunn. Um, and it's a great way to see how this story that James Gunn has created and how it ends. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Cool. And Joe had mentioned before, like it looks like they're kind of setting up the Justice League already with
Yeah,
Hawkgirl
it
and
looks
Green
like
Lantern.
like I said, it looks like this is made for people who are comic book fans. You don't need to know everything about it, but it's not gonna be an origin. You're not gonna. It's not gonna start off at Krypton. I think it's gonna start off where you're supposed to know what the hell is going on. Because if you don't know who Superman is, his
Yeah, by this
backstory
point.
at this
Yeah.
point, like
Go home.
go home,
Yeah.
go home, watch an episode of the Golden Girls or something like that. I don't know, like, but yeah, I think it's they're throwing us right into this universe.
Yeah. Cool. So any last thoughts, Joe, before we sign off? Because I know you got to get going.
No, I like I said, I had zero expectations. I was not excited for this. The trailer looks good. It is a movie I will go see. I agree with Seb. I think it's a movie for the fans. I think there are going to be some surprises where you're going to be expected to know stuff, and things are going to
Hmm.
pop up, and it's going to be like, oh yes, this makes sense. I like
Hmm.
this.
Yeah.
And if they do a different take on it and it works, fantastic. Like Seb said, James Gunn has not steered us wrong yet.
Hmm.
He's taken a nothing like Guardians of the Galaxy and made it, one of a household name. And I think you're right, Steve. I think Crypto is going to be the new Groot.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to
Oh,
sell a lot of stuffed animal cryptos.
Yep.
yeah, yeah, you're right
Start
about that.
Start stocking up on your crypto stuff, because then
And-
Christmas time, you clean up and make some bank.
And a lot of people are gonna name their dog Crypto.
Yeah, you remember we saw that poster a few months ago of him. I think he looked like he was sitting on the moon with Crypto sitting next to him.
Yeah.
I was just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I was like, it's James. He's a little kooky, he's a little out there, but like, and then you see Crypto, like, you see Superman get effed up in the snow. He whistles, and then you just see this pile of snow flying up in the air, and he's there. He looks great. He's got the cape on, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in. I love it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. But
Cool.
that's a great call out on he's going to be the new Groot. That's really really smart.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully you guys will join me after the movie comes out and we can do a review and follow up on this, because Joe and I had a bunch of what's this scene about, kind of hypotheses and theories and stuff like that. So we can revisit all that and see if we were right.
Let me ask you
Joe,
a question.
Yeah.
Before we cut this off, what version of Green Lantern is that with like the really bad?
That's Guy Gardner. That's Guy Gardner. He's the angry one. Yes.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
He's got a really bad like bowl cut.
Yeah, and he's like a ginger.
Okay.
Let me get a picture of him. He's the angry, like he has.
Okay,
he has
and there's that villain from like the Green Lantern Corps, right? And then what was the villain that John Strong played in the one with the Widow's Peak? What's that guy's name?
Widow's Peak.
The other guy who has like the pencil mustache and the Widow's Peak.
Sinestro.
Oh, Sinestro.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Sinestro, yeah.
So if you're a villain and you're like a lantern user, you have to look like a total like bozo.
Guy Gardner's not a villain.
Oh, he's
Guy
not.
Gardner's a good guy. No, he's a Green Lantern.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's one of the Green Lanterns.
Oh, okay.
He's the Green Lantern that he's the bad cop, like good guy, like Hal Jordan would be good cop. This guy's bad cop.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
He looks like a
Metamorpho.
villain in the trailer. I don't know much about Green Lantern, so that's why I wasn't sure. All right. Yeah, that haircut that dude has is terrible. This one actually
it's
looks
right
better.
on. It's right on. though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joe, I see what you're saying. Hold on, let me get this picture up. Yeah, I don't know anything about Metamorpho.
That's the villain?
That's the one who looks like Drax. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. So each one of these different portions of his body is like a different texture.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, didn't this guy play Zaz in one of the Batman movies?
I don't know.
Idea. He looks like
Like me? Yeah,
who's the guy? Rob. You can do it. What's
Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider?
He looks like a cancer patient version of Rob Schneider. if Rob Schneider had cancer or is going through chemo, that's what it looked like.
Jesus.
He looks like Lex Luthor there.
Yes.
I thought that was Lex.
No, that's the guy who plays Metamorpho.
Who's the dude? Okay. There's a part where there's a character surrounded by like soldiers, like in mech suits.
That was Mr. Terrific. No, that's Mr. Terrific.
All right. Sorry.
He's a good guy too.
By the way, worst name ever for a superhero, Mr. Terrific. But like, is that a villain or?
No, he's a good guy too.
He's a good guy too.
Okay, Mr. Terrific.
We have three villains.
Right.
We got the Godzilla kaiju monster. We got this guy, and we have Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Everybody else is supposed to be a good. And from what Joe tells me, this guy could be like an anti-hero kind of guy. So he doesn't even have to be a villain necessarily. But
no Martian Manhunter, as we know.
I didn't see him. No, not yet. Who does he bang? Who does Martian Manhunter go out with? Who does Hawkgirl go out with? Doesn't she date Jon Stewart or something?
Yeah.
In the animated series?
Mhm.
I'm surprised they didn't put Jon Stewart. I'm surprised they went with Guy Gardner.
Well, if you're putting him in the TV series,
Yeah.
you might get a cameo.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you guys come back for when we do the show. Everybody else out there, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. Me and Sebi are gonna do another show in about 10 minutes. We're gonna do a Christmas episode. We're just cutting this off because Joe had to get out of there. Joe's got to get up early for work, and I really appreciate you coming on, Joe.
Well, anytime, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
We got a
So
list of
go out.
movies to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us what you think about the trailer. Tell us what your theories are. If you think our theories are stupid or if we're stupid or whatever. If you like it, if you don't like it, tell us. Let us know. Subscribe, hit that bell, and we will see you guys next time. See ya.